disclaimer first of all. I'm here to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. But jokes apart, I'm not here to drag anybody or insult anybody. I'm just here to give you guys a recount of my experience, and I'm not here to insult anybody, for anybody to be dragged or any of that. Please, it's not that deep at all. So yeah, I just felt the need to say this simply because we live in a world where there's so many trolls, and this is to address them as well. So everybody, first of all, calm down, don't tie the world to your chest. Okay, great. So today we're going to be talking about the time when I was dragged on Twitter that escalated and then now came to Instagram. I'm going to roughly try and make it as short as possible, but also make sure that I don't miss out on anything and be as honest as possible. So yeah, let's go. Right, let's go. Abimbola, pepe rimpe, pepe rimpe, hey, sugar, sugar. All my sugars, hi guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Abimbola. If you're new here, please make sure you subscribe. Sorry guys, quick PSA, you know, I'm in pre-production for work. My voice has gone, so if you do hear me sound a bit more husky than I usually do sound, please, you know, forgive me. It's stress. One fine day, this was about maybe 4 months ago. This was then when I was still, it was at the beginning of the year, if I'm right. So yeah, it was like early February, thereabout. Then I had time. So I was on CH Clubhouse, and I was in a room where we were having conversations about something random, and then we decided to segue a bit and decided to talk about Big Brother. And so I'm on the stage. It was in a house where I popularly, you know, moderate on, and they decided to talk about Big Brother, and I was like, okay, why not? If not, if you lot follow me on Instagram, then you guys know that every season of Big Brother Bimbo do give our opinion, simply because it's a show. I'm a content creator. If you can have an opinion about Big Brother, why can't I? What the hell? So anyways, we started having conversations about Big Brother. People were asking different questions. So the first question that they posed was, who was the housemates you disliked, and who was the housemate you liked the most? Now, if you know me very well, you know that when it comes to words, I'm very intentional, and so I don't like when people just misuse words. So I said, oh guys, sorry, please, I would like us to rephrase. Please, by the way, if you're in that room, I would really like to see your comments in the comment section, so that in case you can say, oh Bimbo, it's true, it's not. You understand me? Anyways, so I said, guys, please, I would like us to rephrase from using the word who you liked and who you didn't like. There's no need for that. Or who I think the person said who you liked and who you hated, and I was like, those are strong words. We don't know any of these people personally. It's just based off of what we saw that we're judging. So yeah, I would rather we use the word who was your favorite and your least favorite housemates. People saw the value in that, and so they decided to go around and do that. So people spoke their opinions and called those that they liked, they didn't like. I mentioned who my favorite was. I think I didn't even say who my least favorite was. I think the reference or the word I used was the fact that I didn't care much for the rest of them, so I only mentioned my favorite. The room is getting full and the stage is getting crowded because people are raising up their hands because it's Big Brother. Like, you are not in Africa and not watch it. That's the honest truth. Even if you might not avidly watch it, you understand what I mean? You might not be an avid watcher, you definitely know what's going on based off of Twitter or Instagram. And so they get to the point where they were asking people's thoughts and opinions about Kid and Erica, and I said, categorically speaking, that to be honest with you, I don't have much to say about them. I didn't care much for them because I didn't pay attention to their storyline. What I would say though is this, and I said the two things. I said I feel like Kid was consistent. From when he came into the house to when he left, he was very consistent. By the way, because I'm a very intentional person and I start to notice that this room is getting full, and I know that on Clubhouse at that time people were running mad. You will say something and then someone will go on Twitter and just misquote you. So I was very intentional with my words and also being very truthful. I said I felt like Kid was very consistent, you know, throughout the house. who he came in as and who he left as was the same. In terms of Erica, like I said before, I didn't feel like she did much for me because I wasn't watching her. I wasn't really paying attention to her. But I would say that I just wish she had foresight, you know, in terms of how she responded towards the whole Lakon situation, and that was all I said, right? Then it got to a particular lady. I don't want to call her name because there's no need to. It's not about them. It's about people's responses to the entire conversation that I had in the house. So there was a young lady that comes, and she's also been, I think she was, by this time she was made a moderator. It's not my clubhouse. I'm not the one in charge of who's being made moderators. And so this young lady, her name starts with A, and she decides to talk about, you know, giving her own opinion about the same Erica and Kid. And then she said that she felt like Erica was very loose. And I said, why did you say that? She now said because Erica had sex on camera. And I said, okay, can I interject a bit? By the way, guys, if you've if you've ever heard me moderate in a clubhouse, you know that I can be very, because I was in debating club in secondary school, she'll get, you understand me? So I said, sorry to interject a bit. I would like it if you're very intentional with your words. I don't think it's right for you to say she had sex on camera. She now says, oh, what do I mean? But she did. I said, no, you're losing the point. She didn't have sex on camera because she didn't have sex by herself. Did she? She now goes, of course she didn't. I said, okay, so who did she have sex with? She now mentioned Kid. I said, great, so Erica and Kid had sex on camera, right? So please make sure you say that. You don't say Erica had sex as if it was just by herself. It takes two to tango. It's not right. When you say that, you're slut shaming her, and there's no need to. She now goes, but at the end of the day, Bimbo, society would do that. I said, great, which is why when we're on platforms like this, guys, bear in mind that I'm being very verbal. What's that? Is it verbatim? I'm just saying it the way I said it in that house. Verbatim or verbatim. Anyway, word for word is what I'm saying right now because I never forget. And I said, great. So like you said, society would say and slut shame her. But when we're on platforms like this, it's very important that we be very intentional to change the narrative. Please. It takes two to tango. Erica and Kid had sex on camera. Don't say Erica had sex on camera. Like I said, she did it by herself. Because then you're allowing society to continue to perpetuate the fact, first of all, that a woman having sex is the end of the world when a man is also having it because the two of them had it together. Two, if you have an issue with the fact that it was on camera, you can say so personally, but don't come on here to slut shame her. And she said, okay, she hears what I was trying to say. Then other people started talking their own different things. And I said, guys, I beg, I have work. I'm going. Please, oh, and I've called the name of the owner of the club's house that, please, when you start to talk about my worry brother and V, ping me back in. Guys, I leave that room for like about 3 hours of work. And I come back in. And next thing, it's like, it's a madhouse. People are fighting up and down. People are raising voice. People are like, I'm not gonna kill up Byron now, guys. What's really happening? What's going on? Why is there so much commotion? That's you know, you have not seen. They're dragging us on Twitter. So when they said us at first, I thought them lots that were there after I'd left. So I was like, what did you guys say while I was away? Those were my exact words. Someone responded, no, Bimbo, they're dragging you too. I'm like, they can't be dragging me. I've been out of this room for like 3 hours. And prior to that, there was nothing that I said I was out of context. Go and check it out. So I get on Twitter and I just see insults. Oh, I always knew you were fake. I knew you were this. You will die. Your generation is cursed. Your children will die. You will never know happiness. How dare you? And you came to support women. How dare you call Erica a slut? You are a slut too. You are fat. You are ugly. Hippopotamus. There was nothing that they didn't call me. And so you know when your first one was shocked. I'm like, and I said, guys, I'm a bit confused though. I was in a room where it was just bare banter. And all of a sudden I'm being dragged. But I have time. Let's banter. I will never forget what I tweeted because I still thought it was a joke at this time. And then that's how her fan base people kept on throwing insults. I'm talking about left, right, and center. And by this time I'm trying to understand. So I'm like, wait, until when somebody now tweeted, how dare you slut shame Erica? And I was like, what? Me slut shame? First of all, if you know me, you will know first of all that I'm a feminist. You understand me? I'm not an extremist. I didn't say an extreme feminist, please, keyword here. I'm not an extremist, but I am a feminist. I stand for what I believe in. I speak my truth. I give grace. I try to pivot my perspective every once in a while. And if I feel like something is being said and it's not being said right, and it makes me feel some type of way, I will correct it. So by this time I was very irritated. I'm like, hello, first of all, were you in this room? The person didn't answer me. The people that were in the room now came on Twitter to start saying that we were in the room, she was not the one that said this thing, it was they now answered the person that said all these things. And yet, if you know Twitter, then you know that by the time one person says one thing, nobody cares anymore. They just run with it. And so they just started insulting me, dragging me. By the time we're done with you, you will leave this Twitter. And by this time I just didn't even understand what was going on. So I called my friend and I'm like, Rah, this is what happened. This is what happened. She's like, Abimbola, you shouldn't have been in that room now. I'm like, you don't understand. When we started the conversation, there was no animosity, there was no fight. Nothing was said that was negative. And anytime anybody did try to make something sound negative while I was on that platform, at least, I made sure I interjected to correct them. I leave the room and I come back and all of a sudden I'm like the devil's child. What's going on? She's like, but just don't respond, Jerry. So by this time she's like, and if anybody's insulting you, just block them. I remember 2 days before then I was in a room where we were talking about Twitter and how Twitter was vile, and people were giving counts as to how many people that they had blocked. And I remember one person had said they had blocked over 1,000 people already on Twitter. I mean, I was like, I've never even blocked anybody before. Guys, I kid you not. By the time I was done that night, I had blocked at least 600 people. And I wasn't upset. I wasn't upset because, like I said, I knew what I said. And I wasn't upset because I knew that those who were in the room heard me and knew what I said. I was irritated heavily for 2 reasons. I couldn't understand how grown women, because a lot of them were women, and men too, would hear something and take it for facts. I also couldn't understand how, even if you did hear something and you assumed it to be true, why you would think violence and negativity and trolling would be your next point of call. Like, I couldn't understand it. Bare women, where if you go on their Twitter page, you could see their handle, you could see their Instagram page linked to it, you could see their family pictures, you could see some of them were using their business pages, and I was just baffled. I was baffled because I was like, are people this sad? Like, I'd heard about Twitter and dragging, and I knew it was going to happen one day, but I expected it to have been when I'd done something, not when I hadn't done anything, and something as flimsy as, no offense to the people, I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about flimsy as being dragged for having an opinion about a show. But not only that, having an opinion about someone being negative about people on the show. I'm just like, are these people okay? So people kept on trying to respond to tell them that, oh no, this wasn't true, but they kept on insulting the people and dragging me. And I was just like, you know what, there's no point. Long and short, I blocked like 600 people. To the point where somebody even commented, by the time I'm done with her today, she will leave this Twitter. I kept on laughing because I'm like, y'all don't know me. Y'all don't know me. Bimbo went from, I think, 4,000 something followers that evening to like 10,000. I'm like, oh my god, this is so great. When you grow, I grow, we all grow. I guess I'm grown. So even with all that unnecessary negativity, people became so curious where they chose to come and follow me. For what? I don't even understand. I'm thinking that maybe by the time I wake up the next morning, you know, I'd never experienced this before. It was the first experience. I'm thinking to myself that by the time I wake up the next morning, maybe people would have given themselves brain. I woke up the next morning, lie, they see they drag me. Some even carry the matter, come Instagram to they drag me. And I'm like, what is going on? Meanwhile, unknown to them, right? I had, maybe a month before, been approached by one of the brands that Erica is an ambassador for, to be on a panel ages ago. So you can now imagine when maybe like 2 days after they chose to announce the people that were going to be on the panel, and I was there, and how our fan base felt. So they came to Twitter and Instagram to express their disgust by dragging me. Their disgust, which was very unwarranted, but it's okay, by dragging me. And so they kept on insulting me in the comments under the announcements and stuff. I just picked up my phone and I called the brand manager and I said, listen, I don't know if you've seen this yet, because my manager called me and told me that Bimbo, I didn't even know that I was being dragged on Instagram. I'm thinking to myself, this is about a few days after, I can't be possible. Maybe it was even a week. And so my manager called me and Bimbo, they're dragging you again. This is ridiculous. Do you want us to do something? And I'm like, don't do anything, just leave it alone. I'm going to call the brand manager to express what had happened. So I called the brand manager and I told her what had happened, and she's like, Bimbo, it's fine, don't worry about it. First of all, we get it, we know you, so don't worry about it. So to segue a bit, I want to tell people that it's very important that you don't compromise when it comes to integrity and character, because you never know who's watching, right? Thankfully, my integrity and my character speak for itself. I'm consistent in who I am, what I believe in. People who know me and have been opportune to work with me or to associate with me personally on a professional level know the person that I am. And so I was thankful that even though with all that negativity and such vileness, it didn't affect the relationship with those people, right? But I was also again saddened, because I'm thinking to myself, if I wasn't this person of repute, then that means that people who didn't know anything, if it was somebody else and had gone around spreading vile message, would have come and taken bread from somebody's mouth. The point I'm trying to make is that sometimes it's important that even though it's social media and you feel like you want to troll people, you never know the effect of your trolling. You know, you never know. There are people that have taken their lives because of negative trolling. There are people that are taking their lives because of fake news and things about them being lied and spewed about on social media. There are people that it has affected them for being able to feed themselves and their family just because of trolls and hate. So if you're one of those people that is sad, and you have to be sad for you to troll people on social media, especially people that you don't know personally, I don't understand it. I think it's a very senseless thing to do. Please, again, keyword, I didn't say you were senseless. I said the act is very senseless, because explain to me how someone you don't know, you feel the need to just insult them, speak negativity on them, and try to bring them down for no reason. It's unfathomable to me. I can't think of it. And so I was thankful anyways that that didn't affect me. But I'm trying to also get you to understand that some of these people are very intentional with how evil they choose to be. Fast forward to a few weeks when it's time for the main event of this thing that I'm on the panel for, and I show up on the panel because why wouldn't I show up? First of all, my hands are clean. It says he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. I had clean hands, so there was no way I was going to run. At the end of the day, I never deleted my Twitter. I'm still on Instagram, and I really don't care, because like I said, I didn't say any of the things that they said I said, and I had nothing to fear. But if there's anything I did take out of it, it's what I've always known before, and I've seen it. I haven't experienced it personally until that day, which is the fact that a lot of people are very unhappy with who they are. And I'm not here to attack anybody. I've said this before. What even prompted me to do this video was because I was on Instagram Live and I was asking people what to talk about, because I'm busy for next week with work for the next 6 weeks, and I'm like, listen, I can't neglect my YouTube family, so I need to at least shoot content so I can at least upload it on scheduled plan. So I was like, what should I talk about? And everybody wanted me to talk about something serious, and I was like, no, Jay, I don't talk about anything serious. Okay, let me talk about the day I was dragged on Twitter. And so I came to talk about it. But like I said, there are a lot of sad people out there, and I asked a question and I did an exercise, and I'm going to do it here. Put your hand to your chest and think about it. If you've ever trolled somebody that you didn't know, and a lot of people think that trolling only happens to people who are celebrities or popular. No, it happens to normal people too. But my question is this: put your hand on your chest, and if you've ever trolled someone that you've never met personally, you don't know anywhere before, and you've just been violent, negative to them, flashback and think to yourself, why? And if you have no reason why, then there's a problem. There's evidently sadness within you, and you felt the need to just give it to somebody else who was very undeserving. You gain nothing by being a troll. You gain nothing by spreading hate. There's no need for it, you know. I keep telling people, if somebody says something that you don't like, or somebody posts something that you don't like, you don't always have to comment. Sometimes just ignore. And if you can't ignore, call a friend. And even if so, I want to mean that you don't like, not that it was even negative, because the truth is we can have different opinions and still agree. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, which is why it really baffles me when I see people in the comment section fighting and dragging themselves. Like, I'm laughing, because first of all, most times there's usually no right or wrong answer. It's just different perspectives, and we can agree to disagree. But I realize that a lot of people don't have the grace to see things like that, and that's a problem. But I've also realized that it's their problem, not mine, which is why when certain things happen and certain people are being dragged, you see that most times it doesn't faze them, because they know who they are and they know that the people that are dragging them are unhappy. So please, let's try and stop trolling and bullying people on social media. You know, nobody made you king of social media. Nobody needs you to fight their battles. And even if you do feel the need to get competitive or combative in the comment section, always make sure it's very factual and you lay your point across. You understand what I mean? And it makes sense logically. If not, it's pointless. But yeah, I just wanted to gist you guys about the day I got dragged on Twitter. Another season is coming. This is not a paid advert, by the way. I will watch it because I'm in the entertainment industry. Minus even that, I'm a content provider. You understand me? And it is content. So I will watch it. I will give my opinion about it again. And yeah, that's gonna be that. So I hope this was an interesting one. Also guys, if you like my makeup, please let me know. I did my makeup for myself. Guys, can we dip into the fact that I'm getting better with my lashes? My application technique is getting better. Shout out to Makeup by Shabby, who sent me literally everything I used on my face. Alright guys, stay safe. Your girl is fully vaccinated. I just need to tell you, your girl is fully vaccinated. I just felt the need to tell you guys that. So yeah, the streets are calling mine is a lie. I'm not going to the streets. I'm going to make some coins. Alright guys, take care. This was fun. Kisses.